The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nick Hamilton here from Crenshaw Slauson here in Los Angeles to celebrate the Marathon Store's limited edition Plains Crew Crown, where it's limited edition meaning California love, specifically for California, Los Angeles to be exact. We had an opportunity to embrace and celebrate another milestone here at the Marathon Store presented by Nipsey Hussle and Emory Jones. Y'all gotta stay tuned. Make sure you check it out. You see them all over LA. You see this nice truck over here all over LA, man, cooking up great food, great ideas, great meals. So, man, what brings you guys out here today?
Well, today, I know they got the opening lunch, or basically he puts another clothing in his store. So, he tapped in with my bro. He wanted us to come up here with our brother Taco Bell and our brother on Bree. So we came up here today, go ahead and support the community, come up here to serve everybody some of this nice food. Straight out of Watts, man, all money in, you know what it is. So, man, what brings you out here today, man? This is major right here, man. With Plains and the Marathon Store and then all money in. Talk a little bit about that.
We out here today to show California love, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Johnson, Jones.
So what got you guys started as far as doing the food truck and doing the service that you guys do?
Well, we started at the house about 2013. My bro came up with the idea to cook. He was already cooking and stuff. I used to tell him, you wasn't cooking, you can't cook. So when he first started, I couldn't believe it. So, he asked me to go in with him. And so we went in and we just started, serving the food. And at first, we were just doing it to get a little income. But then, he got with his wife, Sonny Blue.
Yo, welcome back to the Only Hip Hop Show with the only fucking hip hop squad.
Hey, that's all you got?
Yeah, talk to him.
You can't give me no better intro than that.
What's up, everybody?
Thank
this is DeLon Pierce, aka the Lyrical Renegade. We are the Only Hip Hop Squad. Welcome to the Only Hip Hop Show. Talk to him, Sean.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, is our camera shit right? How I look on camera? Hey, shout out to Fubu, man. I'm feeling the energy, the nostalgia, Fubu. I like to come back. Happy 25th anniversary to our For Us, By Us, Fubu. I shout out to everybody watching. I am your humble, your gracious host, Sean August.
LL Cool J.
What'd you say?
I said, shout out LL Cool J.
Oh, I thought you said shout out LL Cool
right?
Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to LL Cool Sean. Shout out to Sean of God, Radio Sean. I am here. We are here, the Only Hip Hop Show with the Only Hip Hop Squad. Thank y'all for tuning in. Of course, our goddess, Aisha Nubian, is back. Holding it down.
Hey, what it do, y'all?
That left side, y'all know what it is.
What
and I know y'all looking like, hey, who's the guest they got? Who's in the middle? Who's going to talk to him today? And my brother, how do I say it? Is it pop culture? Is it sports media?
I'm just a media personality.
A media personality. He's the voice of LA. You saw when we brought the show in. You saw he's all the way tapped in. If you're not following him, that's exactly how we're going to start. Go ahead and shout out your social for me, Nick.
Oh, man. IG and Twitter is real simple. At Nick Hamilton, LA.
Simple as fuck. We like it simple. Shout out to my brother, my mentor, Nick Hamilton, running LA. LP, we got them applause right? No? Episode next. All right, we're gonna get them applause right. Hey, so we got Nick Hamilton. Please scroll through his pictures while we talking to him, while we picking his brain. Like his pictures, like, comment, follow.
Please.
And we please gonna follow back. Please, Aisha Nubian, shout out the YouTube channel. Shout out the Instagram. If y'all don't know her now.
Okay, yes. What it do, y'all? It's your girl, Aisha Nubian. You can definitely follow me at The Real Aisha Nubian. That's AYESHANUBIAN. And because last week when I was here, I said and you checked me, and I like how you checked me. Anyway, and you can also follow me at What It Do Nubian.
Please,
you got it.
Please, thank y'all for tuning in. I cannot thank y'all enough. I know it's Sunday. Jesus Christ. box.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all, man. Hey, make sure y'all saying y'all prayers. If y'all need any love from us, if we can do anything to serve y'all, let us know.
Yes, yes.
And speaking of favors, I'm gonna ask my brother Nick, please. Can I please give my congratulations for winning the Super Bowl? I'll wait.
You know what, man? The prayers, the vitamins, brother.
Let me stop being petty. Nick,
Petty Murphy over here.
we started on the Super Bowl. I want to get some quick shout out to the ladies if you're watching. Are you into sports?
I work at a sports bar. So,
Oh, so you know you
kinda,
hit. You
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
If not, we'll talk off here.
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm a quick
Don't worry, I
learner,
got you.
so go
I
for
got
it.
you.
I feel like
Yeah.
with Postmates and Uber Eats, the way to a man's heart is no longer through his stomach, correct?
I ain't gonna say that because
Yeah, come on.
if a young lady can burn and she can do her thing in the kitchen and really just whip up something real nice, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much gonna.
But you
capture
can
the
get
attention.
BJ's in 35 minutes.
Pause. Okay.
Pause. You're right. All right, so let's
Wow.
talk about the
All
Super
right.
Bowl real quick. We're going to keep it. We in LA. I don't like to talk about it, but I have to ask you. Let me get the climate of Rams Nation. Talk about Rams Nation.
I
for
think
me.
it's growing, man. I think a lot of people they got a kind of a bum rap because, mind you, the Rams have only been here like for 3 years. I
Yeah.
mean, since their return. I mean, it's remarkable
So
what they've
calm
done
down.
in 3 years. I mean, when I was in Atlanta, I would say that the ratio was probably 65-35 Patriot fans because they were. Tremendous amount of Rams fans out there, but you know the tickets are like ridiculously expensive,
They're
man.
crazy.
So this thing about airfare down there, okay, then you got to get a hotel, and then you got to do this and do that, and still have money to live on, to eat on, and do all these other extracurricular activities. You know, when you go to certain clubs.
Where did you watch the Super Bowl?
I was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, you were lit.
That was a loaded
So-
question.
I was at work.
I'm just saying, I was at work too.
Okay.
This
was at work,
man
too.
is the most traveling, most backstageist, most.
I was working.
Yes.
I was working. You know, it was,
Hey.
I was at Mercedes-Benz Stadium probably, let's see, that week it was twice because they gave us the run-through of the stadium, what the food was going to be like, and then obviously that Sunday.
See this flexing squad.
Nah, man.
Follow him.
I'm just giving you,
Okay.
I'm just
Follow
giving
him
you
right
truth,
now.
bro.
Right.
Just giving
Keep
you
it
truth, bro.
working. We've had some moves, and actually, they don't care about the NFL. Let's talk about the Lakers real quick, and then we'll go into hip hop. I'm a first-year Laker fan, bro.
Congratulations.
I'm an all-year LeBron fan. Gang, 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 gang.
Yeah, I love LeBron too.
Niggas didn't make the fucking playoffs, Nick.
Well, here's the problem, man. Like I said numerous times, even when I was on
Playoffs.
Playoffs?
Come on, Nick.
But they still getting it together though.
Well, here's the problem. I said even when I said this when I was on Going Rogan. The thing with the Lakers is the problem is this: is that when you have LeBron James, you saw his history when he was with the Miami Heat. Obviously, the team that was built around him there. And he went back to Cleveland, the
Right.
team that was built around him there.
got every jersey,
you have to have shooters and a volume scorer, and they didn't have that with the Lakers. I mean, even though LeBron checked off on all the moves that they made between Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, they didn't have the pedigree that they needed because LeBron does not thrive with young players. He did not need a young
So why did
core.
he even come?
He came because two reasons. One, I believe he wanted to try to bring a championship back to LA and didn't have his resume. Because here's the thing.
You're not from here, LeBron.
No, it
I'm
doesn't. But
just like-
he's not from Miami either. But y'all didn't have a problem with him going to Miami. But here's the problem too.
You're right.
His legacy could be, and it still could be this, that his legacy is, hey, everywhere I went, I won. Right? And that's your legacy. But the problem is, at a 33 or 34-year-old, LeBron James does not need to be running with a bunch of 20-year-olds. That's not how this goes. That's not, I mean, you hustling backwards when you put a guy like that with a young squad. There's no disrespect to the young squad because those guys can ball out and they can play.
Right.
Well, at least Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma. But anyway, I
True.
digress.
True. I've been
When
watching
you look,
every
you-
game.
You look at it, I mean, and this has been an experimental year. I said this before. I said I thought they would make the playoffs, at least the sixth seed. They were at the fourth seed at one point in time, but you got to look at this too. There's coaching. There's a lot of things involved. There was a lot of discrepancies in that locker room that I can't really get into, but I will say this much. There were some people that were turning deaf ears to certain coaches, and I'm going to just leave it at that.
Shout out to Luke. Hey, Luke, once you get fired, I can't wait to tell.
Well, technically, he won't be fired. They'll just let his contract run out and they won't renew it.
Let his contract run out so I can tell our stories that we've had together, Luke, please. Hey, did I mess my... All right, we good. So, listen, LA is on fire with the sports, quote unquote.
Man, your sodium levels look a little high today, man. What's going on?
I just really love to see the Lakers lose still. I love LeBron, but I still get satisfaction seeing them take L's.
Were you born in L.A.?
I was born in Inglewood, right by the Forum.
Then what's up with you?
Inglewood is
man.
part of LA.
Listen,
you do realize
when
that,
you
right?
when you live here, you have to understand that everything in Hollywood is fake. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So purple and gold is not an exception. All right, so
Oh wow.
LP, how you feel? Should we go on a break or should we keep picking this man's fro?
No, just keep
All right,
talking.
all right,
man.
let's go. All right, so I want to get into specifically. I know you're a hip hop head. Did I do this?
Most definitely.
I know you're a hip hop head. I want to. LP, is that me?
No, that's me.
All right. So, I know you're a hip hop head. I want to get into I saw the interview at the Marathon store. So I want to not only get into specifically hip hop, but specifically LA hip hop. How do you feel about the scene? I know we talked about Kendrick last week.
Yeah.
So chime in on that. How you feel about LA West Coast?
I'm proud of the scene, man. I love and not to limit it just to Kendrick, but you got to look at J Rock. You got
Okay. Shout out to Rock.
Grammy Award winning
Right, shout out.
J
Award
Rock.
winning.
Let's
Yeah.
be clear
Win,
about that. Let's
win,
put some
win.
respect on
Put
his
some
name.
respect on it. Shout out to Grammy Award winning.
You look at J
artist,
Rock.
rapper J Rock.
Yeah, you look at J Rock. You look at my man Reason out of Carson, who's
Reason.
bubbling.
Shout out to Reason.
You know, Absol, who's been doing his thing
Yeah.
for years. You look at Schoolboy Q. You look at
Yeah.
SZA, who's
She's
you know
on.
absolutely outstanding in what
Yeah.
she's been doing. I look at even like I said, I have a lot of respect for Nipsey, and not just through the music, but I respect his
Grammy
business
nominated.
acumen.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grammy nominated Nipsey Hussle. But I respect his business acumen for the most part, because I feel like this is a young man who has a tremendous amount of responsibility on his back. I mean, he's putting the whole city on his back.
And his brother, yeah.
And you know him, and shout out to Black Sam
Black.
and
Right.
all the brothers over there, All Money In. They're doing a fantastic job just building up the community. I mean, you look at what they've done with the Marathon store.
Shout out
You
to
look at
Fatburger, man.
yeah, Fatburger. They got
100.
and he, you know, respect to him, you know, opening up
Except
the
to EBT.
barbershop. You know, in the memory of his
That's the
of his
barbershop
lost
right there?
friend.
Friend, yeah.
I seen
Facts,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah.
So respect to Nipsey and his brother Black Sam and all those brothers
Nipsey.
over there, and I mean just the crew that they have, man.
How
I mean,
much
you
is
got
a cut from Nipsey Show?
man. I don't know. You got to shoot through, man. Fuck. You got to shoot through, man.
I be scared of Nipsey. We talked about it last
Yeah,
week.
we
I be
talked-
scared of Nipsey prices, bruh.
It's
I
probably
don't be
up
knowing
there,
how to
but
feel
it's
But you know
worth
what?
it.
You know
prices.
what? But you
It's
know what's
worth
funny?
it.
You would go pay if you went
I
to.
would not.
Yeah, you would.
I
If there was a
would not.
particular shoe, bro, you would pay for it.
Listen, yeah, shout out. Jay.
Okay,
if Nipsey came out,
okay.
his
So let's
Pumas
not act
was
like
reasonable.
Let's not. But I'm saying if there were a special limited
Let
edition
me,
Puma.
let me share with y'all my shopping strategy.
Come on,
'cause
man.
At one point, I was 350 pounds, so I never was able to shop in the mall.
Got you.
Okay.
All right,
Got you.
so I got healthy. I
Well,
was able to
congratulations
shop in
for
the
that.
mall.
Right.
Thank you, man. I don't do nothing over $30 in the mall. If it's $29.99, it's a go. If it's $31.05, I'm out.
You're a real
Period.
Black Fred Mertz, aren't you?
I do not do it. So Nick, I swear to God, when you get something of $30, bruh, $29.99.
Well, you know what?
No, you gotta get out
I
of
would
that.
I support. Yeah, man, you got to support
Better
the brother,
take your
man.
ass
What he
to
doing at
Tommy
least
Forever,
once.
so
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
at
So
least
right
once,
backstory.
man.
You gotta get out of
At
that.
least once, man. You got to support the brother because
I
he's
do.
actually doing good
I got
stuff,
a Crenshaw hoodie and I got a
There
fucking
you go.
Rock Nation
All right,
hat.
there you go. There you go.
All right, I'm here, Nick, but hey, give me something for $29.
But I mean, the LA hip hop scene is a beautiful thing. I mean, you have Dom Kennedy. You've got a
Yeah.
lot
Shout
of brothers out there, and
up, Chet?
sisters out there too that's really doing their thing. And I love the fact that they understand the business acumen. It's
That's
the
the
business.
difference.
It's the business thing that really elevates you. It's the business. When I look at my man Quincy White, who's bubbling, who used to be called Dub, and now he's Quincy
Shout
White.
out to Dub, absolutely, Quincy White.
You know, he's finally getting his just due. You know, it's great to see Sway, you know, really kind of get behind him and really push him out there when
Hell
you see
yeah.
him on TRL and things like that. So, I mean, you look at, you know, this guy's from Long Beach. I mean, you know, my man Technique. You got
Shout out to Tech for sure.
you know, Technique, Badass. You have you know, classic artists. I mean, you look at my man Lil Bam from Long Beach. He's doing his thing, you know, not
All
just
right,
with the music.
Who
with the club.
from the West Coast right now is on the playlist from Nick's car right now?
Definitely Nipsey.
Okay.
The whole TDE camp.
For
Okay.
sure. Shout out to Sir. What up, Sir? Inglewood.
Sir, oh wait, oh man, how did
Easy.
I forget Inglewood Sir? Dude,
Because
that
he
dude
like
is-
walking on
my
that hip hop
nigga.
R&B line.
Dude,
He
my
walking
man
on
is
that.
sick with it.
Yeah,
Though.
shout out to Sir
The
Inglewood.
pen is sick.
Yeah.
I would definitely say, you know, definitely, you know, Bam, Technique, and then I have a lot of other artists that I mean, outside of LA that I listen to too. So, but those are the ones that really come to mind. I love my man Killer Twine, man. That dude has
Yeah,
bars. I
shout
can't
out
wait
to
for
him.
him.
Killer
I can't wait for
Yeah,
him
shout out
to
to
really
him.
get on and really get out there, man. Because the
Yeah.
people really can see his talent. He's not only a good brother, man, but he's a dope artist.
Yeah.
And you know, just to see him see him coming from the community that he came from and then merging with Nipsey, knowing the community that Nipsey
Right.
comes from.
Still
It's a
building.
beautiful situation, not just from a street perspective, but just showing that brothers can get along and brothers can
Yes.
do what they need to do to make this money and get this green out here and start enterprising.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
Yeah,
this. Look, New York, I love y'all. Atlanta, I love y'all.
Oh, Atlanta, for sure.
Boston, y'all know what's up.
Yeah,
But
nah,
LA
nah.
is where the fuck it's at right now. Shout out to
Period.
Big Body Benji sitting
That's
over
it.
there. He waiting to talk to y'all. And that's something real quick before we go to a break. I want to chime in because you said business acumen. That's business knowledge and applying the business knowledge that you know. Contracts. I've been hearing so much about contracts. If there's any, I know you know sports contracts. I know you know entertainment contracts. You know music contracts. Just kind of give me your opinion. Give me your 30-second synopsis on this contract game real quick.
You got to
before
have
we
your
go to break.
contracts. You got to be able to read them.
Have to, yeah.
And trust me, I'm dealing with some things right now. I'm dealing with those. So, I mean, it's something that you really have to pay attention to. I mean, I tell people all the time, contracts are good, and that's necessarily a bad thing. I think people, when you try to present people with contracts, it's like, what, you don't trust me? It's like, no, it's not
Yeah.
about that. It's more of accountability. If I
Right.
know you versus, if I didn't trust you, I'm not going to business with you. I mean, that's just what it is.
100%.
And sometimes it sours the relationship.
I love the way you put that though.
I mean, it's accountability. You know what I mean? I'll put my mom on the contract if I had
Right.
to. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And I don't think my mama would do something foul to me, but it's just a level of
what it
accountability and responsibility that you have to execute and be able to disseminate that type of message to the people that you're doing business with. If not, man, you're going to be, butt naked like some, ass down like some Prince jeans. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
listen, I'm going to
Period.
say this, and we're going to go to break because I'm scared of his rebuttal. But me and Nick have a documented conversation
Oh,
about
man.
our president, if you want to go and check that out. But the statement he just said about putting his mom on a contract, that's very presidential, bro.
Right.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna leave it right
First of
there.
all, don't ever say that.
It's a little presidential.
No, it's not.
Just a little bit.
No, it's not. I'm going to tell you why we come out after the break.
Hey, we going to break. Only Hip Hop Show. We'll be right the flip back. Questions and all that.
I know, right?
What's up, y'all? What up, DJ? What up, Big Sheet?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here at Media Row here in Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have a very special guest. Yes, the one, only, the man, the myth, the legend, the icon himself, Mr. Gary V. Vayner Sports, Vayner Media. You've heard of him. If you haven't, you've been under a rock. You need to go find out who he is. And in this interview, we get a chance to really talk to him. So make sure you stay tuned and check it out. So I got my man Gary V. Everybody knows who he is. I mean, he's a legend. He's an icon. So what advice would you give an up-and-coming media personality who wants to do radio and TV? What should they do?
Put out content for free on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Instagram. It's content. This one, because I'm on it, might be the one video that gives you the exposure that changes the course of your career. That's my career story and many others. I gave one speech at the Javits Center in 2007. I said, Smurf it up. It went viral, and it changed the course of my career. Now, it took another 10 years before it really got crazy and weird stuff like this happens, but it's consistency of content and putting it out, and now you don't need somebody to sign you. Look what we're doing right now.
Right.
Just in the middle of the convention center, you've got a phone we didn't grow up with this. Like, you're making content. Nobody's signing you. This would have taken 9 months. And a miracle of somebody saying you're good enough. So make content. Stop crying about it.
Last thing, you got Vayner Sports.
I do.
The best kicker in the world,
Michael
Badgley.
Yep.
Los Angeles Chargers. What does that mean for you?
Well, that Badge story is even better because Badge was a kid that not a lot of people were sure if he would get drafted. I did one FaceTime with him, and I was like, this kid's special. I just like him, and if he doesn't even make it in the NFL, I'll just hire him. So we signed Badgley. He goes undrafted. He goes to Indianapolis. He dominates there, but they got Vinatieri, so they cut him. Brian McLaughlin, his agent, who works for me, call him. We get him a workout at the Chargers. He crushes it. They have him on the radar. They put him on the practice squad. Their kicker struggles. He comes on the team. Now he's got his NFL shot. He goes and dominates. Like, this kid is a baller. Michael Badgley might end up being the president of the United States. People don't understand. Money Badger is the man. I love that kid with all my heart. And he's got swag coming out of his face.
He does. Thank you so much. The one only Gary V.
Welcome back to the Only Hip Hop Show with the Only Hip Hop Squad.
Hey.
Talk to him, Sean.
Hey, y'all see my FUBU jersey, right?
Hell no.
Shout out to the FUBU collection, man.
Right, shout
Man,
out.
big time.
Y'all done
Legendary.
did so much for us. Y'all don't even
Yes.
understand. Y'all gave
Culture.
us the jerseys. Y'all gave us the hoodies. Then they went to what? The Platinum FUBU.
Yeah,
Shout
with the
out
Fat
to
Albert.
Fat
Fat
And then they
Albert.
went to the cities too. So they
The
started representing
cities.
cities like LA,
What
Long
else?
Beach.
We missing something. Globetrotters.
And they started doing suits too.
They sure
did suits?
They
Yep.
did have a suit
I had a
collection.
FUBU
Then they
suit.
got
Thank
NYC.
you.
I
Thank
had a
you,
FUBU
FUBU.
suit.
Thank you. 25
Ties.
years,
You brought
man.
it back with that one.
What the hell? Fat Albert. Yeah, we got him. Y'all did us justice, man.
Shout out to
Thank
Damon
you
John
so
and the
much.
crew, man.
Damon John, Gary V is a perfect segue. We have my brother Nick Hamilton. If you're not following him,
Yeah.
do it right
Yes,
now. Give him your
sir.
social.
At Nick Hamilton LA on Instagram and Twitter, and then subscribe to me at the iTunes store for the morning after with Nick Hamilton. Man, give me 5 stars. You give me 4, I feel like you a sucker, you a hater. So.
You kind of reserved on Twitter. Talk that
Right.
shit, man, because I know you be having extra feelings than what you
Dude,
be
I
tweeting.
can't. You know
Let
what?
him
It's hard.
slide,
It's hard.
man.
It's hard to ride that line because some of these bastards out here, man. I really want to get into their
Yeah.
grill, but I have to fall
But you
back
gotta
because
wait.
I know there are
Yeah.
people watching. I ain't messing up the
Yeah.
envelope for
Don't
nothing.
what?
I ain't
You
messing
can have a fade
Y'all
in the
can have
locker room.
Yeah, y'all can have the bag. I
Fuck
want the
it.
envelope.
Let me ask you
That's
this,
what I
man. Gary V, we talked about Damon. I want to ask you something about mentorship. Speaking of the video you played, you opened up with. At that event, I wish I had a cameo, by the way. But at that event, I asked you, and I
Right,
wanted to
shoot your
DM you,
shot.
but I waited for face value, and I said, Nick, I love what you're doing. I support everything. Would you be my mentor?
No, I didn't expect it, to be honest with you. I mean, it wasn't scripted. Let's be clear to
Yeah.
everybody out there
Right.
in radio land and TV land.
Of course.
No, I appreciate that, man. It
Yeah.
means a lot. I mean, even though we have different views philosophically or politically, but I just feel like, people are people at the end of the day. If you cool with me, then I'm cool with
Yeah.
you.
Right.
I mean, and I was telling this to a friend of mine. I said, I host a lot of different things. I do a lot of different things. And it was interesting because at SB Nation, I do a Raiders podcast. So I'm hosting one of the Raiders podcasts on there. And it was like, Raider fans come in all shapes and sizes. Same thing with Patriot fans, with Green Bay or
course.
Steelers
Right.
or whatever. And it was interesting because this guy asked me a sports question. And so I looked on his page and I saw that he was a MAGA supporter. So I was kind of like, this is interesting. Okay. So I went back and answered his question. So my boy saw it because I quote tweet. Usually when people ask me stuff, I try to quote tweet it, give them some shine or whatever. I didn't follow the dude back, but I did answer his question. Damn. Because I felt like whatever his political views are, that's his political views. As long as he doesn't disrespect me or
Right.
disrespect my people or do anything that's going to, cause a situation, then I'm just gonna have a block party and block your ass. But my boy was like, man, how do you, follow this dude and he's this and he's. I'm like, first of all, man, it's about the individual. As long as he's
Yeah.
asking me a question about something that's reasonable,
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer. I don't
That
give
we
a
can
damn.
relate on,
I
yeah.
don't give a damn where he comes from.
All right, we can still have a civilized conversation.
I don't have to agree with his political beliefs or if it was religious beliefs or anything of that nature, but I have to make sure that I stay professional in my lane and do
Right.
what I'm supposed to do. But a lot of times, you got trolls and people that'll hit you up and
I'm a
talk to
little
you
trollish.
crazy. And then,
You
sometimes
are.
you got to check them. You got to tell them, that's why your daddy should have pulled out. Or, you say something
At the
like,
end of the day.
tell your mom I said hi, I'll be over at 6.
Trolls,
something
trolls
like
have
that.
to be able to handle the back.
I mean, a lot of
I don't even think they care.
They don't even.
They don't care. They just want. They want to
shoot
get
it
their
up there.
15
They know
seconds of
what's up.
fame. They want to
Yeah.
get their 180 or whatever 200 something characters
They wanna
of
get it
fame,
off.
and that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
That's all they want to do. They just want to shoot one off at you and see if they can get their
Get
attention.
a
And then
reaction, yeah.
a lot of times when you ignore them, it's like, dude, I'm muting you. Like you're stupid.
block
Right.
their ass.
Let
me get into this. Me asking you to be a mentor of mine was huge. I never did anything like that. I never really even thought a mentor was important. But apparently, all the successful people in the world have them. So I want to ask you, who was one of your mentors in the game, in hip hop, in media, and sports journalism? Anyway, talk to me.
I have a lot of mentors personally. Like I have a few mentors personally that come from different backgrounds, and I think that was strategically done. I didn't even realize it was strategically done. It was just like I just happened to just go around people from different backgrounds because I felt like I wanted to have a balance. Even if I wasn't from that particular background, I still wanted to understand it and understand the perception. And be able to have somebody to tell you, oh, man, that's wrong. Or, yeah, you're going to do this. Like, because none of us want to hear that we wrong. Like,
Right.
nobody wants. Anybody tells you that shit, they're lying. Because
Right.
nobody wants to hear
No
that they
one.
wrong. But if you're trying to evolve and grow, you got to deal with people that's really have your best interest, not just somebody that's gonna sit there and be like, "Well, I don't like her."
Just criticize.
Well, why you don't like her? Well, she wears green too much. Like what? Like, well, she thinks she cute.
It's St. Patty's Day.
Well, you think she cute. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But I'm just saying, like, I mean, just people just pick out the most random, like, ridiculous shit I've ever heard. So it's like, you got to get people that's really going to have your back and really want to see you flourish.
Right.
And to me, I think, like, I look up to people like Gary Vee. That's why it was such a honor almost to be like, whoa. And I happened to be passing through and just saw him standing there. Like, yo, that look like Gary Vee. Hold on. Hit a quick walk back. I'm like, oh, shoot, that's him.
On the phone, though.
I had to. That's all I had at the time. My camera guy was gone. So I was like, shoot, let me. But what I did was I got a great dude that does a lot of editing for me. Shout out to my man Adrian. Does a lot of editing for me and the crew. And I sent it to him. I said, bro, I need you to hook this up, edit it, make it look as, I know it's on the phone, but I need this, you know. Possible. And shout out to Gary Vee, because a week later, Gary Vee posted that same video on his page and it went viral.
Does he talk that fast in person?
He's a million miles a minute, man.
Damn it!
But he's so busy. Like you think about a guy that's married with kids and trying to balance that life, and then do a multi-million-dollar companies.
Right.
You know, there's other guys that I look up to Top Dog. I think what he's done has been remarkable. I think he learned a lot of stuff.
Shout out to Top Dog.
You know, the Death Row days and how to maneuver as a CEO. Because I'm a G-Funk kid, so I grew up in the G-Funk era. So, being in that element and being in that environment, especially out here on the West Coast, you saw a lot of mistakes happen.
Era. I haven't heard that in a minute.
Yeah, man. That's how you know I'm a G-Funk.
Big boy, you need to be saying that a little bit more on 105.9.
G-Funk era.
Look, thank y'all for tuning in to the Only Hip Hop Show, man. Y'all been tuning in every week, every Sunday, 6 to 7. Please tell your mama, tell your kids, tell everybody. This time right here, before we go to another break, is dedicated to you, Nick. Whatever you got coming on, the morning after, anything you want to say, you got whatever time you need, throw to the next break, and it's on you, man.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Brother.
I'd have dressed up a little bit if I had such a beautiful young lady next to me. Dressed up a little bit. But, exactly, I had royalty next to me.
Okay.
But, I just want to say, thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you guys having the platform. Congratulations to both you guys for having this platform, because it's not easy having a platform on a consistent basis and be able to produce that kind of content week in and week out. So, man, like I said, hit me up morning after with Nick Hamilton, iTunes at the iTunes store. Hit me up on SoundCloud, SB Nation, Raiders Podcast Network. Got a few more pots on the stove that I'm cooking right now, so I can't really get into it right now. But just know that ain't nobody gonna stop me. You may detour me, but you ain't gonna stop me. Just want to put that out there real quick in case certain folks are listening. You can't stop me. When you on this path and you on this road to doing what you need to do, people can detour you, but they can't stop you unless you let them stop you. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let somebody stop me and take food out of my kid's mouth.
Well, you know what? I appreciate how determined and well versed you are. And I think I can say on behalf of everybody here, we wish you the best. Good luck with all your endeavors.
Appreciate it.
Y'all make sure y'all support him, because like you said, it takes a lot for people to be consistent and actually have something that they're going for. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, big ups.
Thank you. We'll be in touch. I know, because now you work at a sports bar? Okay. All right, we're going to talk off there. I don't want to blow up the spot.
Right,
Nick Hamilton, L.A. think he getting a check from Body Armor. We gotta check into that.
Yeah,
I think he getting a check.
I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
Hey, look, thank y'all. We got Big Body Benz coming up next. Going to a break. We'll be right the